this light off. All right.
Hi, David.
Big David energy. Big King David energy. Stephen, I get a kick out of that. Oh, beautiful. All right, it's 9 p.m. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, Reverend Michael.
It is an honor.
It is an honor. Yes. It's an honor to have everyone. Beautiful. It's 9:01. So just acknowledging that it's 9:01 and wait a couple of more minutes for other people to show up. And in the meantime, we'll talk about today's meditation, which is the intention of today's meditation. One of the things that I loved during the Date with Destiny with Tony Robbins was Master Co. Master Co is always the highlight of the experience for me. Master Co is a master meditator. He talks about the phrase, I am that I am. Now, there's a little bit of audio interference. Can everyone turn their audio to mute? Can you do that? Let's see. That's better. Okay. I'm going to mute. Steve. Okay. Hey, Susan, welcome.
Oh.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, so Master Coach talked about this beautiful meditation called I Am That I Am. And what I got from that is a few things. When you take the phrase, I am that I am, the first thing that occurs to me is this: I am who I say I am. I am who I choose to be, right? And that's my choice, and I have that power, which is beautiful, and it's empowering. And then the other thing that shows up for me is this: when I look outside of myself and I say this and I declare, I am that I am. So I'm looking at Janine, and I know Janine is a different variation of I am. She's her I am, right? So I look at Janine and I say this: I am that I am. In other words, Sammy is Janine, and Sammy is Michael, and Sammy is Susan, and Sammy is Samita, and Sammy is all of us, and all of us are Sammy. So that's what I also get from I am that I am. It's quite beautiful. Welcome, Brenda. So with that, let's practice, shall we? Everyone, get into a relaxed state. If you need to move your shoulders a bit to feel more relaxed, please go ahead and invite to do so. And notice your breathing as you're doing the motions, getting into a more relaxed state. In this meditation, you can either lie down or sit. Just make sure your spine is straight to allow the energy to flow through easily. If you're sitting, imagine a string pulling from the top of your head gently upwards in a relaxed state. And notice as you're listening to my voice that your mind, your thoughts are slowing down. Your breathing is slowing down. It's more intentional. It's deeper sometimes. Deeper but gentler. More nourishing breath. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Enjoy these moments of breathing in gently and intentionally. Nourishing the body with this gift of breath and oxygen. Sending gratitude to the Creator for this wonderful clean air, our healthy lungs, our brain that allows us to breathe without even noticing. And as we focus on our breath, notice where your tongue is in your mouth. You can place your tongue on the top of your mouth, the ridge of your mouth. This actually allows for easier breathing. So we're all noticing our breath, placing the tongue on the top of our mouth, inside of our mouth, for ease of breath, and feeling the gratitude of breathing, feeling the gift, the eternal gift of breath, something that we take for granted. Enjoy these breaths as your body relaxes. Notice how the oxygen is going to each and every one of your cells, and how this nourishes your cells and feeds your cells, feeds your body. Noticing the health of your body elevating to a higher frequency. Because when you notice something, you're giving it love. So keep noticing. Keep noticing different parts of your body, calling for attention. After this day, a long day, where each and every one of us has done our best. We have done the best that we can do with the amount of knowledge that we have, experience, capacity. Acknowledge yourself for everything you've done today. Even if you feel you are incomplete, you actually aren't. You're always perfect, whole, and complete. And there's always opportunities to grow and be more so. This is life. So as we're noticing our breathing, noticing the different parts of our body that are calling for attention, and feeling the gratitude of our body and all we've done today, let's send thanks. Thanks to our Creator, the source of all of this. You can give that source a name if you want. Say God, Lord Christ, Buddha, the universe, Spirit, the One, the Alpha, the Omega. That source has many names. Sending gratitude to that source for creating this opportunity for us to be on this earth in this specific time with everyone else. Truly a gift. Thank you. Thank you for everything. And as we say thanks and express our heartfelt gratitude, we notice our heart expanding, as always, when we are in gratitude. And we know that this is called healing. When we are connecting to Source, we are actually healing. Imagine Source coming down on us like a ray of light from above, from the infinite, showering us with golden energy, golden light, gentle and loving, compassionate. The only word that could describe this amazing light is love. Divine love showering upon each and every one of us from above. Imagine the top of your head being receptive to all this loving divine energy. Just take it all in without resistance. Surrender to it. Surrender to the love, to the acceptance, divine forgiveness. We've all done the best that you can do, and God knows that. And as we're feeling this divine love shower upon us, imagine your head like an antenna, always attracting this divine energy, always being receptive to this divine love. And notice the rest of your body also attracting this. That each and every cell of your body is an antenna that is receptive to divine love, healing. Each and every one of your cells is like an antenna and can heal and can thrive and is connected to Source. And just like each and every cell in your body is connected to Source, each and every human being on this earth also connected to Source. And you and I and them, we are all connected to the same body, to the same Source. Let's send loving energy to each and every human being we can think of. We can start with those that are here now in meditation, and to those people that they know they're connected to, and further, until we include every human being on this earth. sending divine, loving energy and feeling it right back at you, right into your heart. You might notice the sensation around the uppermost part of your head. This is a higher level of feeling, of consciousness, of connection with all. Enjoy this feeling. This is love. This is who you are. This is who you're meant to be. Don't forget to breathe. And as we stay in the state of loving compassion and connection, from here, let us send a prayer to everyone we've spoken to today. Every conversation we've had, every experience, every email, every text, everything that we even thought was annoying or a bother. Right now, we're going to shift that to gratitude by saying this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And one more time, as if God is saying it, because He is. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And in this state of divine love that we are all in together, let's hold this feeling, this state of being, this reality close to our hearts, knowing it is always there. Tonight, before you go to sleep, put your hand over your heart and feel the truth of who you are. Allow yourself to fall into a gentle sleep, peaceful, calm, knowing that all is well. You are loved for eternity. And with that, when you're ready, you can slowly and gently wiggle different parts of your body, like your toes and fingers. And when you're ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes and feel the life all around us. Thank you all. I love that you're all here. So grateful. Michael, it's wonderful to see your face. We are absolutely honored with your presence.
Thank you, brother. Ditto, ditto.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And you're smiling because you know you had a part of this. You could take some credit for what's going on here. I love it.
Thank you for sending out the invite, brother.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Reverend Michael. Thank you for being here.
Sammy, as always, that was a wild ride and just what I needed today. So thank you.
I love it when you call me wild. Like trying to get into the spiritual, kind of state of being, and I'm being called wild. I love it. Thank you. Imagine having an adventure in meditation. Oh, it's a good concept. Interesting, right? I absolutely needed the healing today, and I needed to feel the connection with everyone, because I'm noticing that I'm still in healing. My body is physically still healing. I guess we're always in healing mode, right? We're always healing from something in different ways, right? Yeah. Honestly, you're looking at me, Anna, and I'm so curious. Did anything interesting show up for you in this meditation?
I came into the morning rush with have a knot in my heart. Yeah, it's untangled. And after 3 months, I've been here 3 months now. It feels like everything is untangled somehow. And it comes to a place where I feel so easy to be vulnerable. I don't know how much more, how deep can I share in this space and in this group. Before I experienced this before, and all of a sudden I had cold water on my face and I shut everything down. But right now I feel like I can go in even deeper. So yeah, the magic of the group is like miracle. I watched Tony programs, or I watched Unblinded program before, where people just cry on the stage and people jump up and down and hug each other, and it's just pour out every emotion that you can think of. And I never get to that stage, and I could never understand how or why. But for the last 3 months, I watched myself getting there. So thank you. Yeah.
I'm getting there now. Just listening to you.
Yeah. I never expected, but I just think of the morning rush as the place for improving my skill and up level. Yes, I get that, but at the same time, I feel like my heart getting softer also. Yeah. Yeah.
You have access to your heart.
Mm.
Yeah, it's getting easier. I've heard this before, and people can please share if they heard this before as well. Uh, the mind, body, and soul. Also, the mind, body, and heart. Right. Sometimes the heart is synonymous with the soul. It's always been connected. It's always been one. As we go through life, as I go through life, like your experience on where your heart was open and then something happened and you closed to protect yourself. And that's where we separated. We're like, no, I'm going to separate my heart from this experience. So I'm not going to be one. I'm going to have my heart in a nice, safe box. I'll use my mind instead. Yes, my mind. No one can hurt my mind. You know? And my body. So I could do things, I could get things done, right? I'm very productive. My heart, just put it in the side for now because it needs to heal, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's interesting when we surrender. It's surrendering, right? When we surrender to the heart, it starts healing, and it takes time. And for me, not only does it take time, it takes a community. It takes someone to see me.
But what is the one moment or maybe serious event that led you to the moment that you decide to surrender and no longer want to label others or label your dad particularly? What's that one thing that take you there?
I mean, there were several, but I did have this one experience on, and I think I've shared this with you before. It was an accidental experience where I did have this experience of speaking to God, and I asked God, God, tell me what to do because I don't like to be chosen for certain things. I know what happens to people who are chosen. It doesn't end well for them, So we're having this conversation with God, right? And God said, tell them I said I am angry. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I am angry? Sam is angry? Or you're angry? Or who's angry? Why is God angry? I thought God was love. And then he just repeated, tell them I said I am angry. So I was like, 16 years old? I was 16. I didn't know anything. I woke up, went to my parents, and I said, I spoke to God. And he said to say this, that I am angry. Yeah, what do you mean? Like, God said to say I am angry. You mean God is angry? I don't know. God said to say I am angry. So what I got was this on. God was giving me access to have my own voice when I was afraid to have my own voice. So God showed up. God showed up and gave me the courage that I didn't have. Like, almost as if a piece of the puzzle was missing and says, you know what? I'll be that piece of the puzzle for you for now. You could tell them that I said I am angry. And however that shows up for people, shows up for people. Because I was afraid to say I'm angry. I was afraid to tell my father I am angry. I was afraid to tell my grandmother I am angry. So what I said was, God said I am angry. And some of them did not receive that well. Sure. So I stopped saying it. And then I met David Rush, and I met a bunch of other wonderful people who are making God cool again. And I'm like, oh, we're talking about God again. This is good. let me stick with these people because I'm weird like them. you know, you know, they're my kind of people. And hey, look at this. Everyone else speaks to God too. Well, I thought I was the only weird one. Okay, great. And then, going to these seminars where people heard God. People who don't believe in God heard God. They even said, I don't believe in God, but I heard the voice of God. There has to be something there. There has to. So that's when, oh yeah, and during this revelation, when I was 16 years old I had this moment of going into hell. What, by the way, do you guys mind me sharing this? Is this okay? Wait, do I have permission? Good, thank you. So I was falling down into a deep abyss. I've felt this before, and I always try to shake myself out of it. But this time I was curious, and I said, let me go. Let me continue on this journey into this abyss. And I fell deeper and deeper, and I landed in hell. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to go insane. I'm going to start speaking and hearing voices, and they're going to put me in the loony bin. I was awake. I was actually awake, but in a meditative trance or state, right? And then I said these words. I'm like, God has left me, or God has forsaken me. I wasn't religious. I wasn't even Christian. Now it's different. Now, and then something happened. All of a sudden, there were no demons or devils around. Hell disappeared, and there was fog. Fog. I couldn't see anything. But I know this, that in front of me was a cliff. And I had the choice to take a step or leap of faith. And so I said to myself, either way, I'm either going to go nuts, insane, crazy, or something is going to happen. So as soon as I took that step into the unknown, which is a leap of faith, and this is all visual, like I could actually see this, I felt a hand pick me up. Like I was saved. Not like I was saved, I was saved. And then I felt my whole body being washed of everything. And I thought to myself, what about those times I used to think about girls or spend time in the bathroom? That's washed. It's all silly. All this feeling of guilt, it's washed, clean. And then I felt my heart open up. You know how you open up a lettuce when you're making salad? Like this, open up like that. And then this light came out. And I was like arching my back in bed. I didn't know what was happening. And then I saw everything. And I felt everything. From the tiniest dot to the universe. I saw the connection. And for one moment, I felt connected to everything. All of it. And that's when the conversation started happening. The I am angry conversations. That sort of thing. Interesting, right? I shared that without any hesitation. I thank you for that. Thank you for having that space. Janine, you and your space, you and your divine space. This is Janine's space, by the way, everyone. Janine holds meditation every morning. Every morning from 8 to 8:30, Janine. It's no small thing that this is occurring. It's no small thing that we're able to share without being persecuted or feeling persecuted, that I'm able to share in this safe space. And that everyone's looking at me like they love me rather than I'm weird and they need to get this guy to a hospital quick. Like when I was a teenager. So thank you for asking those amazing questions. I feel like you're pulling at me to share because I've wanted to share that for a while. I've shared this. Go ahead.
You always have that deep understanding and deep connect with others, and the deep acknowledge of others. And it always wondering me, where it's come from? How do you get to that level? A little bit, by little bit, I learned more about your how you grow up, and how it takes you there. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you go through really hell. Pretty much hell is an absence of God, right? And that experience, you must go through a really hardship in order to be upset and to hate your dad that much. It must have that deep impression on your very young mind. Yeah, and then that's why I always wonder, how can you get out of that, and how can you turn it around? Because you today, and what you portrayed yourself when you grow up is a totally different person, uh, or totally different person. um, and yeah, thank you for sharing the vision, and thank you for sharing to me your a glimpse of your journey and your transformation. Yeah.
You're welcome. And I appreciate your acknowledgement. Um, and I want to say this, that we all have a very similar story. We've been through hell.
We do.
Yeah, we've all had hardships. Most of the people, if not all of the people here, are here for a reason. I attract, and I'm attracted to certain types of people. People who have been there, people who have been touched, people who know and felt pain and have gone through it. And so their heart expands bigger than your normal average person. Their mind is different. They're thinking. There's love, and there's love coming from their eyes, and there's love coming from their listening. You've noticed that too. And that comes from going through hell. Yeah. And we've and the type of stories I've heard on my story is, like there are people who have been through, sexual abuse over and over again, over and over again, and they still came out alive. This is some wonderful, wonderful preacher. I forget her name. Janine, I don't know if you remember her. She speaks on Sundays, and she was abused by her father, I believe. And then she was causing her husband like so much grief, and she was trying to get him to hit her. That's what she was trying to do. She was trying to get her husband to hit her, and he won't do it. He wouldn't do it. So she realized that this man loves her unconditionally. Steve, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll remember the name later.
Well,
But
I don't
anyway,
remember that part of the story, so I don't know who you're talking about.
a woman preacher who was on TV.
Oh, Joyce Meyer.
Joyce Meyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joyce Myers. Yeah. If you read about her history. Yeah. Another person like that was Louise Hay. And Louise Hay started her publishing company at the age of 60, I think. Yeah. So we've been through different types of challenges. We can call it hell. Yeah. It's a great conversation. I didn't know it was going to come to this, but yeah, it's still a great conversation.
Yeah, this is really fascinating. The thing that's coming to me right now is that the trauma, the pain, it always precedes the anger, and that there's it's like the anger is not wrong, because it's when we endure this kind of unjust suffering. I mean, that's the only possible response. Is like, this is not right. But then you move beyond the anger, and what you move into is forgiveness. And that's just is real. I mean, that's a very real part of the whole progression. And then from forgiveness, you move into love. But it's almost like a circular thing. You kind of start with love. You start with God. God is love, is my understanding. But there is suffering, there's trauma, there's pain, and it shouldn't be, but it is. And then you get back to the discussion. Well, why is that? Well, we're creatures who have this capacity to choose between good and evil, to choose the thing that brings suffering to ourselves and others, or to choose the thing that's going to promote harmony and goodness for all. And that's like, I mean, we're such powerful beings and we don't realize it, but that's the way we've been made. But we have this potential to move through trauma into forgiveness and into love. And that's what I get about this group. It's like we've all experienced trauma in one way or the other, but we've kind of ended up with love. And every time you share, Sammy, it's like, whether it's in the meditation group in the morning or in the evening like this, it's like, it's serenity, it's tranquility, it's the sense of calm that we all come together and we experience it together. It's such a beautiful thing. And I think that's why I keep coming back, because I want that. And I want to take that into my life and expand on it, And that's the challenge, is to make that ever more present in my life. When I first came on, I was sharing about my struggle with my anger and my FU stuff. It's like, or not FU, but the F word coming out when I'm frustrated. And it's like, it's through this experience together, it's like I'm getting beyond that, where I don't have to get stuck in that and feeling frustrated and feeling stressed because things aren't going according to my expectation. And it's like, that's going to happen a lot. So it's like, let's play with this. Let's see what the potential is here, the possibilities, and how can love manifest? It's like, it's become a very fascinating journey, very lovely journey, very beneficial journey.
How can love manifest? We can look at everything in our life and say, how can love manifest?
How can I choose love here? Oh, low battery. But thank you, Sammy. As always, I immensely enjoy your guided meditation.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Looking forward to seeing all of you again.
Yeah. Thank you, Sammy, and thank you, Steve, for wrapping it up so beautifully with this journey with God. Now I have something to think about tonight. I want to go to the meditation and that's it. To relax and done. Go to bed. Now I have something to think about.
That wasn't my intention, is to get your brain going faster. My intention was to bring you a sense of calm. So how about this? How about we'll think about it tomorrow? Tonight, just surrender. Yeah? Okay. I love you all.
Yeah,
Have a
thank you.
wonderful.
Great meditation, Sammy. Love
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Sam.
guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.